All right, are we live? Good morning, everyone. Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about Tyson Foods and how big investor in Tyson Foods is pulling out of their investment with Tyson. What's going on with the Tyson Foods boycott? And well, let's just dive right in. This story is out of Access Wire, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be able to access this story because right now Tyson's on a rampage trying to say that this was misinformation. The reason why this led to the boycott. It says yesterday, the American Conservatives Values ETF, which trades on the NYSE under the symbol ACVF, announced that it has divested its holdings and initiated a quote unquote refuse to buy rating on Tyson Foods Incorporated. After a comprehensive review of our continued investment, ACVF's management team has decided to divest its holdings of Tyson Foods Incorporated. Again, this is the ETF acronym stands for the American Conservatives Values ETF. You know, it's really interesting. We are voting with our dollars right now, and we have a massive war going on in our country for our minds. In a day and age where Bud Light and other companies are putting people that have very seriously low values in their life. And I mean, we're talking some gnarly stuff where hosts or people that are being paid by these companies to advertise for them, you go on their X profiles and stuff, and they talk about having relations with children. This is heinous, horrible stuff. And I have to be honest, I'm very proud of the fact that the American people can enact so much pain on companies like Bud Light, and I'm going to get to Tyson in just a second. But then what blows me away is the other side of this. Let me ask you this, regardless if you drink beer or not, are you appalled, type 1, by what Bud Light did with their spokesperson? Just curious. The reason why I ask that is because the flip side, the really cool thing is to watch all these people say, I'm not going to buy. And then it craters the company, right? Then the company puts out a bunch of news releases on how you're going to hurt so many people's jobs. Well, honestly, I think people that work for these companies see the writing on the wall through company memos and stuff, and they should probably exit. But here's the flip side. Bill Gates purchased a massive amount of shares he invested in Bud Light. And then all of a sudden you see a massive deal come out with Joe Rogan. Now we all know that Joe Rogan he questions a lot. He doesn't believe in Jesus Christ. It's interesting that most of his guests now are coming on talking about their relationship with Jesus. And I have a feeling there will be a day where Joe goes, okay, I gotta check this out, because he is a very inquisitive person. And I do like Joe Rogan's commentary and the way that he questions. But here, Bill Gates purchases a big chunk of this company at an ultra low price, and then a big deal comes out. Now they're drinking Bud Light on every show. See, that's the flip side. Now, here's the thing, another thing that people don't realize. You know what? I'm going to get to that in just a second. Let's get back into the Tyson, and we're going to talk about why certain people get more views than other people. Okay, something that I know of firsthand that I'll share with you. So, this ETF company, American Conservatives Values ETF, announced that they're going to not only divest, but they're putting a do not buy rating, a refuse to buy rating on Tyson Foods. It says, according to Pew Research, 80% of U.S. adults say the U.S. government is doing a bad job handling the migrant influx. Again, this all came, Tyson Foods, a report that stated that not only were they closing another facility in Iowa, laying everybody off in that facility, that they were actually working on hiring migrant workers, okay? Illegal immigrants. And we have a horrible situation going on right now at the border. That is the facts. That is the truth. As a matter of fact, do you believe, type 2, if you believe the government is doing a horrible job with this migrant crisis? As a matter of fact, it's not only horrible, I think it's disgusting that the seated president of the United States would use as blackmail. Oh, you want a wall put up? Well, give me more money for wars for other countries so that I can hide what I'm doing to the American people, and I'll put a wall up. He'll never put a wall up. As a matter of fact, if everybody remembers what happened with the last president when he was trying to put a wall up, this is disgusting. It's absolutely, absolutely horrible. And they're scared to death of what's coming next. You know, the truth of the matter is that most Americans are amazing people. They want to grow. They want to be good to each other. They want to succeed. But there is a group of evil people. I'm talking downright straight up evil. They're a small group. And then they're probably about 1%, if that. And then they influence another 10% of the nation, which are complete morons. I'm calling it just like it is. Type 3 if you agree with that. 1% of evil people manipulate 10% of morons, and then they're the loudest screamers ever. It blows me away in this day and age where we have, you can't even have a civil conversation about politics, which we should all be talking about politics because it affects our everyday lives and will affect our children and our grandchildren even more. Yet people, and I tell you what, the first time I see someone says, I don't talk politics, you're a coward and I never want to talk to you again. Because politics is actually what makes up every single thing we see. How much our taxes are, how much our food costs, what's the value of our gold today. Every single thing we deal with in life is based off of politics. And there are a handful of cowards in our country. It's interesting thing about cowards. There's, you got YouTubers. I was watching a video by a guy the other day, Meet Kevin. He goes, I don't like to lean either way. I'm like, yeah, because you're a coward, because what you care more about is your popularity and making money. And I get all that. All right, I get making money. I want to make money too and be successful. But you got to take a stand. You have to take a stand. God says if you're lukewarm, you're neither cold nor hot, I'll spew you out of my mouth, because that's a coward. Cowards are lukewarm. Cowards are fence sitters. Cowards are, I don't want to get involved in politics, because you're a coward. I get it. I totally get it. Type 4 if you get it. Do you agree that fence sitters are cowards? Man, I'd rather see you be totally hot for one subject or totally cold. Be honest, I don't know anything about it. Don't sit there and tell me you're freaking, I don't want to, lean too much either direction. Copy. And that's the thing. The cowards get the views. And the reason why is because the people that run these platforms, and hey, it's their platforms. They know. They totally get it. They're like, we don't want somebody with strong moral conviction being popular. Oh, interesting. Hey, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this. Could you do me a favor? Because we're combating this right now. I've got a newsletter, and it pops out every day. The videos gives a concise, just a real quick update on what's going on in the world and what we're following. Some news links and things like that I can't share here. And if you don't mind, sign up for the newsletter below. It's free. Thank you. So going back to Tyson. And then we're going to dive into something that's going on these social media channels and maybe talk a little bit more about the Bud Light fiasco. This company says the risk of alienating 80% of our customers, this is an ETF, an American Conservatives Value ETF, says it outweighs any potential economic benefit, stated ACVF president and co-founder Tom Carter. ACVF's principled boycotts should reflect concerns within our conservative community. Using migrants to replace American jobs gives the stream of illegal workers reason to keep crossing our open border. Securing the border should be America's #1 priority. It's a moral imperative. It's a moral imperative to stop and roll back the left's takeover of corporate America. Man, it's true. Giving conservative investors the power to fight back is why we built ACVF. Let me say, as we're moving into an economic a just unbelievable collapse, not only inside of our country, but worldwide, because most of the countries are leaving the US dollar system. We've been talking about cryptocurrencies, silver, gold, things like everything. It's taking off. And I'm excited for those that are preparing and they're not scared of this. They're getting, fired up. They know this is not only a level up moment, but a takeover moment. And when we talk about boycotts right now, how many of you are boycotting Tyson Foods right now just based off of this? Let's just say this, because Tyson's like, it never happened. They're scuttling. They're running right now. We're not hiring migrant workers. You are laying off people. So let's go look through the books. How many migrants do you have? Because governments are freaking out and they want to figure out a way of putting these migrants to work, because they've got to build a community of people that can't stand us. And when the riots start, get ready for that. Even if, let's say it wasn't true, just the fact that this happens, where such a boycott hits the social media, and guess what? They are blaming social media. Yet people like myself, we're reading stories from the mainstream. The news story breaking this came from Newsweek. You don't get much more mainstream than that, right? But yet you go and look at all of the bad press about this Tyson Foods boycott, and they're saying that it's social media to blame, social media blame. You want to know why? Yeah, this is why. They want to demonize what we're doing. That's the truth. I like making money. I like setting financial goals. It's a passion of mine. Doing something that other people believe I can't, prove me wrong, bet against me. I got that attitude. But I will not do it by selling out my morals. My moral compass is all I have when I lay my head down. I want you to be not only aware of these kind of things that are going on in our world, but I want you to get excited. It's disgusting that someone like Bill Gates, who I believe is an enemy of the human race, I honestly believe that. I believe he wants most people gone. As a matter of fact, I don't have to believe it. It's because he said it. He says if we get vaccines right, we can eliminate 25% of the world's population. That is in a TED Talks from like 2010 or 2012. Type 10 if you have seen that TED Talks. And it hasn't been taken down for a specific reason. It's because they think that we're all clowns. So let me get to the point that I wanted to bring up about a YouTube, what's going on in some of these social media. It's happening all over. I get a phone call from somebody one day, and they said they're in the business. I said, hey, and they pointed out a content creator and said, what's going on with this person? I'm like, what are you talking about? And he says, you noticed all the sponsored videos get like 1 million views? I'm exaggerating. They get a lot of views, but or let's say, 500,000 views. But all the other videos that aren't sponsored, they get like 50,000, 80,000 views. What's going on? This has been going on for a long time. I said, I don't know. That is odd. And he said, do you think he's got someone on the inside? Because I've heard questions like that too, where people go, hey, watch this video blow up. And it's just knowing someone in the biz, and they say, we're going to point the algorithm your way. And, I have my fair share. I even have friends and coworkers or ex-coworkers contact me and say, look at how many times I'm being unsubscribed. This is insane. It's like you're saying. I say, yeah, I get it. All I can do is every day bring the news and talk about being an incredible human being. I'm referring to all of you, not me, I got all my own problems. But all I could do is hit record, try my best. But it is interesting, and it is an uphill battle, watching all of these people with bad intentions crush it. Well, I want you to understand this, and I want you to walk away very encouraged. We win in the end. How many of you read the last chapter, the last book of the Bible? We win. And all this world is an absolute battlefield. It's a battleground. We are going to win the war, but some battles you lose. But here's the other thing. And again, I want you to be encouraged. As I sit here in California, everywhere I go, I run into people that have the same moral compass as I do. This world is ran by 1% of evil people. Satan, he runs this world, it says in the Bible. He doesn't run heaven. We have the power to overcome this evil. And if you would continue to prepare, keep your head on straight, and sometimes that's very hard because it's crazy news we see out there. I believe that you are going to absolutely crush it in this next downturn. And that's what they're trying to keep off of social media. Thank you for letting me speak to you this morning. It's one of the greatest honors I've ever been given in my life. If you would, check out the newsletter. It's free to join. It just gives a summary of all the videos I do, plus some more things. And I'm going to be doing some live AMAs on other platforms, which everyone will be invited to. And as those come up, there's a crypto one coming up like in a week and a half. And I think that email goes out tonight. So if you've ever looked into cryptocurrency, we're going to do a lot of warnings about some crypto scams out there and some things that could save you a lot of money and time. All right. And actually make you money. But it's very, what's about to happen in crypto is going to blow people's minds. It's also going to cause a lot of people to lose a lot of money. So we're going to warn people about that. But it's got to be on a different platform. All right, I hope you got something out of this. I thank you so much for watching. The link to the newsletter is down below. The Ninja, sorry for that. It's so rude, is out.